Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. More of the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone. 1620thezone.com. Andy tweeted us a clip from The Natural. Losing is a disease as contagious as polio, as contagious as syphilis, as contagious as the bubonic plague. Losing is a disease. Why is it that way? It's so true, though. It just sucks everything. You lose, and it just
pop a couple Valtrex and get back out there, my man.
I was trying to think like, yeah, you got to fight and you got to compete and all that stuff. Like, I guess it's because you're trying to. When you lose, you stop probably becoming so process oriented. Focus on the things that got you there, all those things, and you start just focusing on how to win. We have to win. We have to do and then the pressure builds, and it builds, and it builds, and you just get sicker and sicker and sicker. I hope we're not going down that road.
It's that Breaking Bad, oh God gif.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a bad one. All right, to the phones, 42 Degrees Source Hotline. Here's Russ. Russ, you're on the show. What's up?
Good afternoon, fellas from Virginia. I've got several questions, if that's okay.
You ask as many questions as you'd like, Russ.
Thank you. I just heard him say he likes a running quarterback when it's necessary. It appears Dylan doesn't like to run, and I'm not trying to tear down Dylan. He's going to be a good quarterback, as everybody says. He also can't pass against man, and that's when they blitz. So there's your that. But my question is, didn't they hire a quarterback whisperer from the Steelers or from Pittsburgh area?
Yeah. Yes. They hired a different quarterback coach. He's still there.
Yeah. And then would Bill Callahan had a Kevin Cosgrove, if you guys remember, that he refused to let go. And I'm wondering, you can pick either one of two names. Would either Satterfield or Foley be our current Cosgrove?
So you're asking wait a minute. I don't understand the question. Are you asking?
Okay, Bill Callahan had a real problem.
Right.
He had a defensive coordinator named Kevin Cosgrove.
Correct.
Who just could not get the job done.
Right.
He refused to replace him.
Right.
And that cost him his job.
Sure. I'll go along with that. Yeah.
It appears to me from a television viewer's perspective that we have a current Callahan type, if you will, either in Satterfield or Ed Foley. Both of those men are coaching, and Rhule said, I want to pound the ball. Satterfield loves to put air under the ball. There's a problem there.
Yeah.
When you step out on the one, there's a problem there.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a problem there. That's for sure. Yep. So should
they be replaced, or what? I mean, what do we do? We just hang with them like we did Kevin Cosgrove?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it in the middle of the season, but
I'm not saying middle of the season. Maybe it should have been done, but there's a lot of griping last year. But anyway, those are my situations, guys. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you, Russ. I appreciate the call.
Good talk, Russ.
Good talk, son. Think I stabbed my brain.
I don't know anything. I don't talk to people. I'm not wrangling up sources or anything. This is wild speculation. I don't think you have to worry about Ed Foley anymore
after the season.
Yeah. Just
you probably still have to worry about it for 5 more games, though.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
That is worrisome. But
yeah, I don't want to be the fire the coach show, but I don't know. They got to change something.
Yeah, feels like that's an easy one to change.
Yep, there.
Not a lot you can explain away and go, well, yeah, but he's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you just hope that the loyalty, I guess, doesn't get in the way. I don't know. Like he's definitely stuck by his guys, but you have felt, I have felt I don't want to put this on you guys, but like I have felt that there is an enhanced sense of urgency. It's definitely at the start of the season, right? I think it all surrounded the idea of like, hey, we have this quarterback and we got to go, we got to win. He always talks about the expectation that the state has and people pay their money they've supported for a long time. Like, we got to win.
We've talked about senior laden defense with an easier schedule, quote unquote.
So I don't think Rhule is just automatically beholden to these people who he's brought with him if he feels like it's not going well. I don't think that.
I think he's been a coach long enough to understand the game.
Right? I think he's against panicking.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a wide gap there of like, okay, what's panicking and what is loyalty? Right? And I don't know where he falls in that at the moment. You heard him talk about it today. They're going to double down on their process. You got to be in the B gap, be in the B gap. You got to block a guy. Frankly, yeah, that's what went wrong. But it's now like it's odd. I'm trying to figure out why it went that way. Why did it go that way? Rhule almost went there today. Is that confident? He was asked about confidence. Do you feel like you have a confident team right now? Andy Kendi asked the question. That was the question that I'm most curious about, because it's like, okay, you got to be in the B gap, It's as simple as that. Yes, of course it is as simple as that. But why aren't they there? They're taught to be there. Yeah. You had a good week of practice of doing it in practice. Why aren't they there? And how do we fix that? Right? That's the thing. I know that had nothing to do with the offensive. Ready. Yeah, I know that had nothing to do with the offensive coordinator or the special teams coach, but like I if it's not going the way that he wants it to go from a results perspective at the end of the year and from a process perspective, then yeah, I don't think he's beholden to those guys. I think he's an adult. He can make moves. He'll make moves. But it won't happen probably in the middle of the season.
No. Almost assuredly not.
And there are 5 games left, Josh. I know people don't want to hear this. There are 5 games left.
And they could win 10 games.
Maybe each of those 5 games will just be a death march to where we're going, which is Josh Peterson wearing a MAGA hat and eating a tomato.
So it's not a total loss.
Maybe we're headed that way. Or maybe Nebraska wins 8 and you feel fine.
Or
still on the table.
Some of us said 7 before the season and were laughed at. Maybe. Roundly mocked.
You weren't mocked. 7 is a completely reasonable win total that many people were throwing out there. Shut up, Josh.
Only one person at 1620 The Zone said 7, and you all laughed at him.
I see many 7-5 predictions on the board right now.
They were copying
Mike
off of my
Farron,
paper.
Steve
Mike
Sipple,
Farron's a baseball
Positive
guy.
Jack Mitchell. Each said 7-5. He said, prove it. Were they yelling at Jack? I don't think so.
They're always yelling
no,
at
they're
Jack.
yelling at Jack for variety. Jack's yelling at himself.